You have exactly 2 minutes to dance, and the song starts now.
I chose this song in dedication to the Iberian region who was late.
I don't know if the Iberians deserved it. After all, they were the region that was the most late. Okay. Shh. So thank you, Cone. Thanks for telling me yesterday that you hate dancing. Yeah. But it's not always fun if you're late, so don't take this as a hint that you should be late. So, okay, time to go forward, and we start by having a sponsor presentation from Chalmers. So, guys, could you come to the front?
Is it on?
Test.
Yeah, it's working. It's working. Yeah, good, great. Okay, hello. My name is Olaf, and this is Josephine. We're from the local group in Gothenburg, and we're here to have a brief presentation about Chalmers and why you should do your masters at Chalmers. And to begin with, I just want to say, yesterday, Chalmers signed a new contract with Steam worth 7,500 euros over a 1-year period. Now, most of you are probably wondering, what is Chalmers and why would I want to study there? One of the best ways to describe Chalmers is through its vision and mission, since they both run through the whole organization. And Chalmers' vision, as you can see over there, is Chalmers for a Sustainable Future, whereas their mission is through internationally acclaimed education and research combined with a professional innovation process. Chalmers' mission is to become one of the world's most attractive universities. And Chalmers has 8 strategically identified areas where we are investing additional resources to maintain exceptional standards. These areas of advance are material science, production, information and communication technology, transport, built environment, nanoscience and nanotechnology, life science and energy. Now to let's see if it works. Yeah, to a brief insight into Chalmers' history. Chalmers was founded in 1829 by the will of William Chalmers, who was the director of the Swedish East India Company. He donated part of his fortune for the establishment of the school. At the year of 1937, Chalmers became a governmental university with the authority to award doctoral degrees. And in 1994, Chalmers became a owned by a foundation. Which brings us up today, where Chalmers has nearby 11,000 students, nurtured by about 2,000 full-time teachers, in addition to around 800 administrative employees. Moving on to the main subject of this presentation, why you should study here. Chalmers is a university with a long history, as I mentioned before, with modern teaching and cutting-edge research. The school is located in the industrial and research region of the west coast of Sweden, where the automotive and logistical center of Scandinavia is. Moreover, the learning environment is truly international at Chalmers, with almost 1,400 international students out of the 3,000 that does a master at Chalmers, which is around 40%. Because of this high percentage of international students, all the teaching is conducted in English, so you don't have to learn Swedish in order to study here. Furthermore, this broad variety of different persons and cultures helps our students to acquire a broader knowledge base and an international network. And as I mentioned before, sustainable future is Chalmers' vision. And we're advancing this vision by directing our focus and our research towards sustainable development wherever and whenever possible. Naturally, there are courses on sustainability within most of our master's program, in addition to some aspects of sustainability in most courses. Furthermore, Chalmers is also gaining a global position in sustainable development, partly due to Chalmers University and Professor Vice Principal Jan Holmberg, who holds Sweden's first UNESCO chair in education for sustainable development. All in all, an effective way to contribute to sustainable development, of course, is to train scientists and engineers and share them with the rest of the world. But enough of my jabbering about sustainability at Chalmers. Let's watch this short video about it instead. And by the way, I apologize in beforehand for the Chinese subtitles. I've stolen this video from another presentation and I didn't have time to remove it.
Sustainability has been for many years a part of Chalmers. We should always be able to describe what effect and what influence we have on a sustainable future. Students that come to Chalmers, they will find a very engaging environment, so that they feel that they are engaged to cross over borders.
Chalmers and then Sweden by itself are, I would say, leading when it comes to clean tech.
这样的生活态度，这样的思想方式，其实是非常的 sustainable， 这样可持续发展。
Almost anyone who makes a master thesis within a company gets good connections and get the good possibility to continue to do research within that area.
Swedes are really very friendly persons. Like whenever we ask some question, immediately they will help us.
India, France,
Germany,
Sweden.
Sweden is the best country to study sustainability. They are pioneers here.
I think that is unique to Chalmers. It
fosters whatever interest you have. It gives you the opportunity to be who you are and be proud about it.
You might probably already know that today's technology isn't developed in solitude. It's about collaborative research, often carried out within a team in a broad international setup. In fact, most of the skills you need for a modern global career are integrated to a Chalmers master program. The teaching is in English, your colleagues will come from all around the world, and you will learn to work together with others under realistic conditions. We have a lot of project-based assignments, which provide hands-on experience of working with others, planning, organizing, meeting deadlines, and presenting results. Through the projects, our students learn to apply theoretical knowledge to tackle complex problems, a necessary approach to real-life situations. It's important that you take an active part in your own learning. After all, it's your interest and curiosity that will determine how you learn. We find that proactive and realistic students' presentations greatly improve the learning process. As a master student at Chalmers, sharing your opinions, participating in discussions, and your own conscious presence are required to coming through the course. As your guide, someone you can test your theories on, a sounding board to help you move forward. There is no guarantee, however, that your teacher will provide you with the right answer. Learning to think for yourself is far too important. To facilitate your learning, our programs are designed for close cooperation between students and teachers. Naturally, the common goal is your development. The atmosphere at Chalmers is relaxed and informal, but we take education and technology very seriously and are always keen to develop it. The role of an engineer or architect involves great responsibility. Many of the challenges and tasks you will face in the future will play a life-important role for many people. This is what we prepare you for at Chalmers. Times are changing. For example, the 10 most popular jobs in 2010 didn't even exist 5 years previously. Therefore, our teaching doesn't stop at existing technologies. We are looking into the future. At Chalmers, you learn to think independently and to meet future challenges with the help of engineering methods, all in order to make you ready for the global career demands on an engineer or architect, not least in a view of the versatility needed to work with different cultures and markets. The ability to shift perspective is an important skill, one which allows our students to better understand the necessary considerations needed for developing technology in a global market. High activity and loyalty among Chalmers alumni is a sure sign of quality, although perhaps the best indication of the university's caliber is demonstrated by the fact that alumni often send their children here. According to the professional ranking of world universities, Chalmers is one of the world's top 40 schools. The list is based on one parameter only: the number of alumni who has become the CEO for an international company in the Forbes top 500. Chalmers is also among the world's top 200 schools in the world, according to QS World University Rankings. So, Chalmers sounds right good, kind of good, right? But what about the location, Gothenburg? Actually, Gothenburg is Scandinavia's largest port and Sweden's second largest city. With its 500,000 people, it combines small-town familiarity with big city opportunity. You can find an excellent cup of coffee, a cosmopolitan atmosphere, and plenty of potential for fresh air. For example, in our beautiful archipelago. Gothenburg is also the center of a rapidly developing region with companies such as Volvo, SKF, AstraZeneca. Chalmers, of course, has a lively relationship with them all. A case in point is a range of program advisory teams with representatives from local industry. And during our studies, you'll both meet with our guest speakers and visit relevant working environments for a taste of reality. Chalmers has 2 campuses, which both are centrally located and easily accessible without having to spend hours commuting. This means that you will always be close to the city. There's a lot of happening on campus. There are clubs, associations, restaurants, concerts, sport facilities, and you'll hear more about this in a few minutes. Of course, help and support are available to our master's students. Chalmers study advisors often have the therapeutic training, and there are various qualified staff to help if problems do occur. We have this word in Swedish, smörgåsbord, and it can't be translated really, but here's a list of our master programs. And the ones you probably are most interested in are the ones in the right corner, the EEM Master's Program. The first one there, Entrepreneurship and Business Design, is selected special for Chalmers, and the secretary on the meeting, Olli, actually studies there. We're also going to watch a movie about that.
Excellent, excellent.
Sweden ranks very high when it comes to innovativity. Perhaps the main reason why you should come to this program, because we are swimming in innovation. But the thing we add through the program is entrepreneurship. So you have business people, you have innovators, you have academics with crazy but promising inventions, and all these actors are really the persons that we enable you as a student to knit together into your team in order to build innovation and build a startup or drive some innovation project in industry.
You never know what's going to happen. Different. I'm now working on an idea in the process industry. You know, I'm talking to people from industries and areas that I never thought I would ever get to know, and suddenly, like, I have this contact network. You know, the more people you know, the more things you can make happen later on in life.
The classrooms are very small. It's a very collaborative environment. The other individuals within the classroom, they're all very motivated, and that in itself helps drive you to achieve more as well. The lecturers spend a lot of time in developing the content, and they work closely with the industry to make sure that it's kept up to date.
I think it's very fun. I really enjoy the fact that you get to take your background and turn it into something that creates value to society. And you feel that everything is possible. You have the chance to do whatever you would like to after this education.
Let's see, let's skip all these. It's just some pictures of school. Yeah, it's time for questions, I see. So let's skip to the most important part, the apply. The application is open now. You can apply at universityadmission.se. The deadline is the 15th of January. And if you want any more information, please talk to me. Or send an email to any one of us or Central Chalmers. There's a lot of information on the website. And yeah, time for questions. Any question?
Yeah. Do we have the microphone guy or girl or somebody? Thanks. Yeah, let's start. Put your hands up and we just take in the order. So we have 4.5 minutes, so.
Okay, Rui Gonçalves from local group Aveiro. I have 2 questions.
Yeah.
The first one is related to Erasmus program.
Yeah.
If by what I understand, you are selling the masters in full, and you are available for Erasmus programs for short period, for 1 semester or 2.
I think we have both actually. I'm not quite certain though. All that information I'm pretty sure you can find on the website over there. I think it's 1 semester. Or Ollie, could you take that one?
Okay, so I can answer that one. So there are lots of Erasmus students at Chalmers. So if you want to spend there like 1 semester, 2 semesters, you're welcome.
Yes, and the other question is about the. I'm Portuguese, so I'm. Right now we're in crisis. So,
Yeah.
what will be the financial costs of studying there?
It's no cost for all members of the EU. So, and the otherwise it's like, is it for 30,000 euros, I believe? 30,000, I believe. I got this numbers messed up. I have them somewhere, I think. Isn't it 4,000?
Yeah, so that's for the master studies if you come from outside of the European Union.
How much? How much? Okay, yeah.
But for all the inhabitants of European Union, it's all free. You don't have to pay any semester fees.
Okay, thank you very much.
So I'm really sorry for Chalmers, but we only have 2.5 minutes. So I think if your question is important for everybody, then you can ask it. And if it's within this time frame, and then otherwise, yes, they will answer your questions. So let's take this one, and then in the back we have 2. Yeah.
Hello, Marcia from local group Porto. Actually, my question is related to the previous one, and because I actually wanted to do my Erasmus program in Chalmers, and Chalmers was completely not open to create a program with us. And they actually have a protocol with every single field of studies in our university except IEM. And they were not open, and I thought that was quite weird. So this is kind of a question. So also for the board, can't we push this a bit? I mean, Chalmers is a sponsor of STEAM. Shouldn't we try to create these protocols with all the universities? Because for me, it was a bit weird that they had it with civil engineering, chemistry, etc., and not only with IEM.
Well, you have a valid point. I actually didn't know they didn't accept from Porto. I could talk to them at Chalmers when I get back. Just come talk to me afterwards, and we could talk about it.
For the future.
Thanks for the question, and we have 1 more minute, so we will take the questions in the back. Please be short and quick.
We have 1 question for 2 of us. My name is Misha and his name is Felix, Moscow and Paderborn. So, yeah, we were sitting and watching your presentation, and we got really interested to organize an STEAM event. We were thinking about making both academic days and business booster joint event there. So we wonder, yeah, you want to say something?
Yeah, so what do you think? Would your university perhaps be interested in something like this?
They might be, yeah, I think so. They are always open to great ideas, so they should be interested.
Okay, then let's talk afterwards. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks for the questions. And really, if you have any questions, just approach these guys. I'm sure as Swedes, they will be open-minded and open to your questions. And yeah, so approach them afterwards. Thanks. And then it's time to move on. And Luis, I would ask you to come for point number 29, membership strategy and approaching update, which I open now.
Wait, sorry. Can you turn it off just for a second? Before I start, after the regional coordinator presentation, there was no time for questions. And I just wanted to make a short comment to my regional coordinators that I really enjoyed working with you guys this year. You've all done an amazing job, as you could see from the presentation. And when I started my leadership year, that was one of my main hopes, that I would have 8 really amazing regional coordinators, and I got that. So thank you guys for this year. Let's give them one more round of applause. Okay, now we can start with the next presentation. So, my name is Louise, and...
Yeah, as I already introduced myself before, I'm Stefan from LG Skopje. So, I'm the approaching task group leader within the members committee, and I'm on this position since July 2013, so like a year and a half. What's the aim of the approaching task group? We are approaching universities around Europe that are offering industrial engineering and management, but are still not part of our network. So, since Council meet in Istanbul, Bozaci, we have 3 years groups: Niš from Serbia, Tallinn from Estonia, and Minho from Portugal. Yeah, how we approach? Our approaching is based on the countries that are part of the Council of Europe. That means that we are approaching from 48 European countries. At the moment, 29 countries from Europe have at least one local group in esteem, and three countries have only guest groups that are Azerbaijan, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and Estonia. According to our researches, 9 countries have no industrial engineering and management, but we are checking this 2 times per year. So lately we found out that in Albania there is a possibility, a new university is open and there is industrial engineering and management program, and we already approached them, so maybe soon we will have some more updates for their site. 7 countries been researched and approached, and the latest news are coming from Prague, Czech Republic, where we find association. And we already get in contact with two guys with them. Luis and I had a chat, and we are really hoping that maybe for the next council meeting they will be here.
As many of you might have noticed, in August we sent out a local group requirement email about the Management Center Innsbruck joining Esteem. And the reason that we did this is because Innsbruck is a University of Applied Sciences. And we have... in Esteem, we have a strategy that we follow when it comes to universities of applied sciences. So, some history. They approached us already in June 2013, but the process ended up being very, very long, so it was handed over to me by my predecessor, Orhun. And yeah, as I said, it's University of Applied Sciences. And at the CM in Belgrade, 2012, there was a voting if we should approach universities of applied sciences actively or not. And the conclusion was that we will not approach them, but we will follow a very specific strategy. And you can see it here. If we are approached by them, by University of Applied Sciences, we discuss it in our membership team, and then we talk to the local groups of the country. If they say yes, we ask all local groups, and if we get a 2/3 of a majority of yes, we follow the regular process. So we had a voting, and the result was that we had these 2/3 of majorities, but at the same time we also had 7 local groups abstaining. So these 7 votes are not included in this as a normal voting procedure. And also we sent a guest survey, but that was in the beginning of October, and we have not received a reply yet. So no guarantee that they will be accepted yet.
Yeah, when we speak about visibility and transparency, I'm sending monthly updates to approaching.mc at stm.org. And also I'm posting those updates at the Members Committee Facebook page and Members Committee portal page. And of course, because all of this that Luis mentioned before, I'm in really close contact with the local responsibles from each local group and the regional coordinators.
So now we will explain how the local groups are accepted. So as you already noticed, there's 3 stages in, I guess, a group can have. And now we will tell you how they are accepted. So the current process is that we have a membership team consisting of the 2 of us and the board, as well as Orhun, who is somewhere in the back, and some other older people. And we check the curriculums of each university, and then we vote upon to see if it's consisting as I am. Then we have an email thread called membership@esteem.org, and in order to approve a curriculum or a guest survey, we need 2/3 of majority and at least 7 votes, and both me and Stefan have to vote. And yes, we also have something called the color code system, and we have 3 different colors. The one is the red color, which means that we do not accept local groups from the country, and which for the reason that there might be too many local groups, so the activity level is really high. But as you have seen, we made 2 exceptions with Niš and Minho, Which is because we decided that for some universities, they're very high quality universities that can bring a lot of benefits to the network. So we had a discussion within our team, and then we asked the local groups of the country, and all of the local groups were in favor. So in the end, we followed our regular process. The yellow color, which means that we do not actively approach, but if they approach us, we follow the process, and then green, we actively approach. And we have our main aim is to fill the white spot on the dotted map that you've seen a couple of times. And we always revise the color code whenever there's a new group, whenever a guest group becomes observer, or when an observer becomes member. So they are checked very regularly. And yeah, so at the moment we have the following red countries. And for example, as you all know, we have 14 local groups in Germany. So that's the main reason why Germany is red. And in Turkey, we have 7, and also very high activity level. So more local groups could harm the current ones. And also, for example, in Finland, we have all the major universities represented in the STEAM already. So now Stefan will talk about the last.
So during the summer, we decided that we want a bit to change our current approaching strategy, and that's why, together with the board, we sent a local group requirement email. The ALRs, I'm pretty sure that know for what I'm talking. The basic idea was to find out what the ALRs from those countries think about their color code, and also they had tasked to list all the universities from that country that are offering industrial engineering and management and are still not part of STEAM. And which are the outcomes you can see here. We create a really nice database, me together with Mert Unal from Ankara Meto. And you can see it here. Basically, it's pretty easy. We have, for example, Sweden. We listed all the local groups from Sweden. And you can see there are suggestions about which universities are offering industrial engineering and management, are still not part of STEAM, but they would really like local groups there. And basically, that's it. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you for the presentation. Now we have 5 minutes for questions. So, arms up. Let's start from the front, from the first one. Yeah.
I'm Büşra from Istanbul ITU. First, thank you for your effort. And I just wanted to ask you, you told Malta doesn't have any IM student in study. But it was so random, but I came across with an exchange student in Istanbul, and he told me that he is studying industrial engineering in Malta. So maybe we are missing something, so I just wanted to let you know actually about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Bushra. According to our researchers at internet, we couldn't find anything, so you can approach me later on the break and we will discuss that, how can we proceed. Thank you.
Thank you. And next, arms up. So we take these 3 questions. Start from the right. Yeah.
Hi, Marcia, local group Porto. So regarding the Portuguese situation, we were approached and we accepted, but I actually, well, personally I was not in favor, but it's not because I don't want Minho to get into the network, because I think they are very high quality, so don't get me wrong, but I actually think that let's say the country is not developed enough. And I'm not talking about Porto or anything, but that might harm other local groups. So what is your opinion about it?
When we were discussing it, there was two different sides of the discussion. There were some people who were in favor and some people who were not in favor. And then in the end, there was a decision reached that it was accepted, but it was pretty much, I think, very, how do you say, 50-50 more or less. So it was a very close call in the end.
Yeah, at the end we decided to follow the response that we got from all the Portuguese local group, and all the Portuguese local group were in favor for accepting Minho. So we said if they are in favor, for sure they talk between each other, and that's why we accepted them.
That doesn't answer my question.
Okay, but thank you for the question. You should talk about this on the break, and we have a lot of people who want to ask questions, so please keep it short. We start with Joris, and then we have 3 questions next to him.
Yes, Joris, group Enschede. I was wondering, we for a long time had this red-colored countries. Apparently, you now make exceptions to that. I'm fine with that in principle, but how does it work now? Should potential local groups from the red countries now approach you anyway? So you get like 60 applications from Turkey, which you should all value on being special or not, or what's the idea?
Well, this is just a new strategy that if the university approaches, we don't just straight away reject them, we just discuss it, and then it depends. I mean, for example, for Turkey, we would know that if we would ask them, would you like another local group, we're quite sure they would say no because of the high activity level, because there's already so many Turkish members who don't get accepted for events, for example. So it depends a bit, in the end it depends upon the country, that's the thing. It really depends upon the country, that's all I can say right now.
Thank you. And we get 20 seconds, so really think about how relevant your question is and raise your arm now if you still want to ask a question. Okay, I guess the guy on the left from Eindhoven, yeah, you had the question first, so you get to ask it.
Hi, I'm Timer from local group Eindhoven. Related to the question of Joris about the color codes. I don't think that now there's a difference between a red color and a yellow color. Are you going to change it, or?
There is still a difference, because if the yellow countries approach us, we don't discuss it. We straight away continue with the process and evaluate the curriculum. But if a red country approaches us and we are open to discuss it, then we discuss it first and we have a voting, okay, do we want to accept this or not? So we don't accept the curriculum straight away, we have a discussion first, that's the difference.
Thank you. Time for one more question. Arms up, who wants to ask a question? Okay, I think Jonas was already with hand up.
Jonas, LG Karlsruhe in Budapest. What kind of policy do you use to identify borders and countries?
The current definition is within the borders of Council of Europe, which is why, for example, Azerbaijan is in the network, and also Minsk.
I mean, in the sense of, for example, the question of Kosovo, the question of Crimea, what kind of policy do you have?
We were approached by Kosovo in the beginning of the year, and in the end there was no IEM study, for example, so we began discussing it, but then there was no IEM study, so we discussed it, but yeah, they're not a part of the Council of Europe though, right? Oh wait, it's in the borders. Ugh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for the questions and the answers, and I really hope you approach Luis and Stefan afterwards to talk about this in the lunch break. We really already have delay, so I'm really sorry that everybody cannot ask their questions.
Yeah, you can come to us at any time.
Thank you. So I'm now closing point number 29, membership strategy and approaching update, and opening point number 30, guest group presentations. And we start with Tallinn. I'm really sorry, but we are already 13 minutes behind the schedule, so we really have to hurry up a bit. And also for the presenters, stay with your time limit, and I'm really sorry if I have to tell you to stop, but we just don't have the time.
Hey guys, as you have already heard probably, I'm Tavi from Tallinn, and Tallinn is back. So here we go. So, quick facts. Our population is 1.3 million, so there's even less people than in Budapest. Crazy, hey. In Tallinn, 400,000. We are considered to be a Silicon Valley of Europe because of our technology advancement is the highest in Europe. We have the most startups per person in the world. We also use euros as normal people, and and there is also a point about e-Estonia, because NGOs, companies, file taxes, we can do everything on the internet. We can do healthcare. We can make appointments. We can pay everything. You can literally do almost everything that you would have to do in a governmental building, in your own home, in internet. We can vote in the internet too. We can do everything on internet. And Skype was made in internet. Imagine what you would do without Skype. So yeah, you need Estonia. Our university, 13,000 students. And it was founded in 1918. So it's not that old as some of them. And it's strongly technically focused, even though we do have some humanitarian things. We teach law and economics, obviously. The bad thing is that industrial engineering is only taught as one curriculum of 200 students in total in master and bachelor. So I have a pool of 200 students to pick from, and I only picked the best. So that will be why I have so few members right now. Going on, bachelor, what do we do there? We study basic things like economics, fundamental knowledge, IT, and logistics, obviously, because the IEM in Estonia and Tallinn Technical University is logistics. So some people consider it IEM. I do, because you need logic and you need a brain. That's IEM for you. Also, we have masters. That's 2 years, and it's also logistics-based, and there are 2 different specializations. Logistics, supply chain engineering, which the middle one is the most IEM, to be honest, and transport planning too. Let's go onward. Our local group. We have a good base because we have a really strong student parliament. That's where I came from. I have a really good knowledge about how the university works and why it works the way it does. Our university is super supportive. We have around 20 student or 40 student organizations. The local group of BESTs in Tallinn is one of the most powerful ones. And we have very good relations with them because a lot of them are my friends, obviously. Aside from that, our student council, the engineering faculty student council, they're also good friends of mine. So we have good relations with them, they're helping us, and the upcoming events, they'll help us with the hosting. So, about us. We have some members. It said 7 members because that's an outdated info now. We got 8 members now. We got 1 more guy. Yeah, always. We already sent a member to Iberia and Recom to see how they are doing, and I have already heard really good things about him. Maybe you have seen him in Europe 3D or somewhere. Tanel Tilk is the name. He also brought it to me, the idea. But going on, this is our picture. It's a little shady because it was made on a motivational evening, and as you know, the motivational evenings are a little bit shady. But yeah, that's only 6 of us. 1 of us was sick and 1 was in Iberia for some reason. I don't know. So, benefits for esteem. First, new country with a new perspective for the network. Well, we are a little bit different than everyone else. Obviously, everybody is. So that's why what we are going to bring here, we also bring you the bright-eyed and talented people who I have handpicked out of the 200 of the smartest Estonians. That's quite a bit, eh? Because you need the talent, you need the smart people, you need the people to take you further. Here you go. Top hat, very important. A cheap and beautiful place to visit. Why? Because drinking is pretty expensive sometimes, and also staying there. So, yeah, you should not break the pig when you go to a trip. Also, beautiful people. Yeah. Almost everyone is a supermodel. But don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. We also have guys. It depends how much they drink. The upper picture is no drinking, the bottom picture is with drinking. So yeah, but sauna is always involved, so thank you guys.
Thank you. So now we have 3 minutes for questions. Arms up if you have questions, and yeah, again, just approach this guy during the lunch break. to talk with him. Let's start with Hardy, and then we have one in the back, and I think that's it.
Hardy from Lappeenranta. I wanted to ask what kind of incentives your university is willing to give to STEAMers. Like, for example, in Lappeenranta, in a year you can go to 3 events and get like 60% of the total costs you have. So I wanted to ask, what's the situation in your university?
Yeah, as we are obviously working on it right now, we are so young, but we are working really tightly with our logistics institute. So we're trying to get first council meeting transfer and all the fees covered, and just go step by step. We can't conquer the world in one day. Sorry. Yes, we got 4 months right now.
So we take one more question, and then we're done.
Anya, LG Belgrade. I have a question about recruitment process. Have you been thinking about this? Because you have 200 members to recruit, potential members of S-Team, so have you been thinking of this process in your local group?
Yes, I have. And right now we are building up the strong core team, handpicked members only, handpicked for their potential and their knowledge and their specific talents. Handpicked people for now, and we'll go wider once we are stronger.
So you are the only person who is recruiting people?
It's a team effort.
Okay, thank you.
So thanks a lot, Tavi, and thanks for the questions. So that was it for guest group presentations. I'm closing point number 30 and opening point number 31, local group requirements. I will show you how to dance in the evening.
Okay, everyone, so now we come to a really important part, because what we are going to present is something we're going to vote upon, so please pay attention. So, my name is Louise, and I'm now going to present you the local group requirements. So, each member local group have 4 requirements that they have to fulfill. The first one is that they have to attend at least every second council meeting. They have to participate in Esteem events, so they have to send 2 members to an event stated in the Esteem event agenda every 12 months. They have to organize an Esteem event every 24 months. And they have to reply to at least 75% of the local group requirement emails sent out by the board. And now Rade will tell you how we do the counting.
I don't like the Hitchcock effect. Basically, all these requirements are checked before every council meeting. And if a local group doesn't fulfill one of the requirements, they get a warning at the council meeting. And if they fail the same requirement for 2 council meetings consequently, so if you failed in Istanbul and you fail again in Budapest, then the local group is proposed for exclusion. This is only valid if the same requirement is in question. And so Louise and I do it separately with 2 completely different methods, and we don't talk to each other while we do that. And then we check only the results with each other and see if they match. And that's pretty much it.
Sorry. Let's take first Tom from the left.
Yeah, Tom, local group Eindhoven. Local group requirement to actually have, but I noticed that we have actually, but I noticed that we actually have, it seems like we have a few local groups where no one is studying IEM, and more members from local groups who are also not studying IEM. What do you think of this, and how should we respond to this?
Yes, this is the case, which mainly is because in 2012, we started curriculums were checked a lot better than they were, for example, 10 years ago. So in 2000, in the beginning of 2000, they were mainly just like doing a little bit of research and checking, okay, do they have some engineering? Do they have a little bit of management? So in the past, the curriculums were not checked well enough. So this is why we have these local groups. And I would say personally, it would be really weird to just out a local group that's been a part of the network so long.
Additional explanation, we are talking to about two different requirements. What you're talking about is a requirement to become an esteem group, and it also is democratic, and you know how the list goes. What we are talking about here is the activity requirements, basically. So, yeah, quite separate things.
Thank you. Then we take these two questions. So first from the striped arm, cannot see who it is.
Ines Porto. I don't remember when the topic about having to send at least 2 different members to an event 12 months. The council meeting doesn't count, right? It counts. Okay.
Thank you.
It's an event stated in the Steam event agenda.
One more question from the back.
Hey, Tiana, LG Belgrade. I have a question about changing requirements, because at the RECOM in Bucharest we have an idea to include maybe RECOMs, because it is important for development of regions and local groups.
Get involved in the members committee, and then we can maybe have a proposal for that in the next council meeting.
But it is
we haven't thought about it yet.
Yeah, it was, did make a forum thread about it. Yeah, we made a forum thread about it to see if there was any additional requirements that should be made, or if we should change them, the current ones, a little bit. But we decided now to focus on the IR changes for guests and observers, and then for next year I will hand this over to my successor and keep on working on it. And I totally agree that the RECOM could be an interesting point to add, for example.
So member committee does the final decision?
Yeah, we discuss it, but then it's proposed to be in the IRs. So it's voted by you guys.
Thank you. Tiana, could you repeat the question to the secretaries, and then we have to quit this topic.
Who decides upon local group requirements and adding some points?
Thank you. Okay, thanks for the presentation. Thanks for the questions. Now closing point number 32, warnings and local group requirements, 31, and opening point number 32, warnings and proposals for exclusion. No dancing, this is a serious topic.
Yes, so hi again, my name is Louise. And yeah, unfortunately, sometimes there are local groups who can't fulfill the requirements that Rad and I just shared. And now we will tell you who does not fulfill the requirements. So, first one, failed CM participation. There are no warnings, and there are no proposals for exclusion.
Yeah, second one, local groups failed event participation, no warnings, no proposals for exclusion.
Local groups that failed to organize an event the past 2 years. Local group Famagusta and local group Cambridge receives a warning, and there's no proposals for exclusion.
And local groups that failed to reply to 75% of LG requirement emails, no warnings, and a proposal for exclusion for local group Cambridge. Yeah. Now about local group Famagusta, they were warned they are getting warned this council meeting because they didn't organize an event in the last 2 years, and the last event that they organized was an exchange with local group Moscow in October 2012. There were some efforts to organize a regional coordination meeting there this year of the Mediterranean region. However, at one point there was a lack of university support, and we didn't manage to organize it in that local group.
So local group Cambridge, they get a warning because they haven't organized an event in the past 2 years. The last event they organized was the EPM meeting in September 2012. And they get proposed for exclusion. Haven't replied to the 75% of the email. The response rate is now 50%, and this is very much thanks to the new local responsible, Tom Cole, who has replied to the past 3 emails. So now, Sorana will tell you more what has been happening in Cambridge, because as many of you might have known, in Istanbul there was quite some discussions about this local group, and we're now very happy to tell you what's been going on.
Okay, thank you. So, first of all, before I start, since last council meeting there were a lot of people stating their opinions. This Cambridge issue has been going on since quite some time, but they have only been proposed for exclusion since last year, so this is just a 1-year topic. It's not like 7 years topic like I have heard last CM, so it's not that old. So, what has happened since council meeting Istanbul, when they also got a warning, but they also got a proposal for exclusion, but they didn't get excluded. So now I have the new local responsible, Tom, who already attended the PRCR school, and we already have 4 members working on organizing an event, and the event is already on the portal, and you can already apply for it. Also, the communication is going on very, very well. The response rate is extremely fast, and yeah, it's generally going on really well. The motivation is definitely there. They are willing to reactivate the local group, and it's already within this process. And the situation looks way more promising than it has done, at least in the past 2 years. If not more, at least I have been in this team since 2011 actively, and I can say that this is the best situation that I've seen so far. And as you can see, 2014, already 3 people traveling, which is, compared to the previous years, it's far better. So, therefore, the board recommendation is to not exclude the local group Cambridge. And here you can see that Cambridge is back. This is a photo from the... This is a photo from the PRCR school. And the delegates will only come in the weekend, and you'll also be able to talk with them live and also hear their explanations and so on. So. Sorry? Yeah. Yeah. So the general idea is why they are coming just for the weekend is that they are working really, really hard, but you can clearly see that they are that motivated that they really, really wanted to come, so they will be here during the weekend.
Yeah, by working hard, it means they're on an internship right now, so they can't skip internship. So yeah. Thank you.
Thanks for the presentation. Now we have time for questions. So arms up. So let's start this time with Mark, and then is it Tom? Yeah.
Mark Groningen. What's the current status of local group Famagusta? How active are they at the moment?
Well, basically, we had contact with them. We can't say that they are like super active or anything, but there was contact with them. I know Rehan was also working hard on that. Unfortunately, the event didn't happen, but we had 1 participant from their local group at the regional coordination meeting, so it's looking better than it was, really. So there were also other people traveling from Augusta, so it's looking a bit better.
Thank you. And then Tom.
Tom, local group Eindhoven. I have a question about the voting of not CM Cambridge.
La 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 la. CM Cambridge. La 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 la.
Sorry, LG Cambridge. Yeah, they are not attending any of the presentations, and they also, well, I'm pretty sure they have quite no clue about where they are voting on. How will you deal with that?
Well, at the moment, it's really difficult to measure if somebody has a clue or not, but I can clearly tell you that Tom is engaged in a lot of topics, like he also commented at some point during in the forum. So from this perspective, it's very subjective to say if someone has the knowledge or not. But in my opinion, I don't think that's a problem.
They were asking a lot how they can follow the live stream, can they record it? Basically, these guys are not afraid to ask questions. They're very proactive. So I'm very, very sure they will be quite well informed for the voting. And they're attending the discussion session, the question sessions, so they'll be able to ask their questions there as well. So
exactly, good point, Radek. Don't forget there will be a discussion session on Saturday and Sunday, so you will get to ask also Cambridge questions. Any other questions now? In case not, then thanks for the presentation, thanks for the questions, and we move on. I close point number... I now close point number 32, warnings and proposals for exclusion, and open point number 33, now finally applications. So we start with observership applications, and first Tanya will introduce us to the status of observer.
Hey, I'm Tanya from Local Group Kiev, and as a membership process responsible, I will explain you a little bit about the observership status. So, as you know, we have 3 stages that all local groups have to go through, in the best case. And the only difference between observers and members is that observers have no right to vote and to be voted upon. So that means that they cannot apply to organize Times Final, council meeting, and also they apply for any leadership because this is what council is voting upon. And talking about difference between guests and observers, firstly, as you already have heard today, guests are accepted by the membership team. So at the council meeting, they just present themselves, and observers are accepted by the council. And guests get only 1 spot for delegates at the council meeting, unless they apply for observership, and then they get 1 more. And observers already get 2. And next, guests don't have this kind of official status, so which means we do not promote them externally. And when you hear that we have 75 local groups, that means that those are members and observers. And last but not least, unlike guests, at least for now, observers have 2 years limitation in order to apply for membership if they are sure that they can fulfill local group requirements in the future, as membership process explanation claims, and if they do not do this, they lose their status. So that's it for me, and I wish good luck to our observership and membership applicants, and give a huge in advance.
Thanks for the presentation. Unfortunately, we don't have time for questions, but yeah, so we start next by the presentation from Observer Group Baku. Now, guest group Baku for observership.
Hello, esteemers! Finally, we are in front of you and applying for observership. So my name is Nazrin Shamkhalova. I am from Esteem LG Baku. And
my name is Zara Shamusayeva. I am also from LG Baku.
Oops. Here is our agenda. So let's start. Let's start, Zara.
Baku. It means the city of winds. The port city of Baku is the capital of Azerbaijan.
Can you bring the microphone closer to the mouth, please?
Okay, sorry. The port city of Baku is the capital of Azerbaijan, and Baku is the ancient city, and it's more than 5,000 years old age. And the population is about 5 million people. And Baku was host city of Eurovision Song Contest 2012, and will be host city of for fourth European Games 2015 and UEFA Euro Games 2012.
Then our university is Azerbaijan Technical University, the leading university in the technical education field. Our university established in 1950. We have 8,000 students and 1,200 of them are foreigners. Then amount of professors 732, and we have 11 faculties.
Our faculty is called Engineering and Business Management, and there are several departments as Management, Industrial Engineering and Management, Economy of Industrial and Service Sectors and Management. It's included Communication, Machine Building, Transport, and also Strategy Management.
Our achievements overview. We have local group board. We have cooperation with university administration. We organize just one event. We supported by several local firms. And we established contacts with youth organization ASTU and with ATGTI. I will explain to you what does it mean.
And here is our overall achievement overview. You can see. Next.
We changed a little bit. Then, as I said, we organized just one event. It was an exchange between LG Baku and LG Budapest. First of all, I want to say that thank you guys for coming, and I want to say that they gave us 100% of feedback. That means that you have to come to Baku. Yes.
Plans for the nearest future. First of all, our goals is supporting by ATGTI. Why? Because
ATGTI, the main youth organization in our republic, and our city is not as cheap as Tallinn, so that's why we want this support. After that, we will get observership status, so official status, so we can apply for their support. They will support us, then you can guys come to Baku without any participation fee for events. We can understand that it's too expensive for you to buy flights from Europe to Baku, so that's why you can save your money from this participation fee and spend it on your flights. So, why we want to be on a steamer? Benefits for LG Baku is that we want to meet future international business professionals. We want to improve our skills. We want to travel and I'm so sorry for my English. So yes, inexpensively. And we want to get experience from different cultures.
Microphone, please, closer.
What's benefits for STM? Hospitable members, nightlife, and to be acquainted with different culture, cuisine, unique atmosphere, and enjoy ancient Baku's seaside.
And we want to say thank you to Reyhan, thank you to Tanya and Luis for your support, for all information. So thank you all of you guys, and this is LG Baku. LG Baku, please vote, vote.
Thank you for the presentation and thank you for the dance. You definitely dance better than me. We won't have questions now. We will have the next presentation, and then after all the presentations from guest groups, we will have the questions. So next up we have Catania.
Good morning to everyone. Good morning, everyone. I am Diletta Guglielmino.
I am Tamara Manuele, nice to meet you.
I'm here to represent the local group of Catania, hoping that we have all the requirements to switch the status of observership. So, behind me, you can see our agenda. Regarding the first point, Catania is one of the second largest city in Sicily, and after many domination, he became a cosmopolitan city of about 300,000 people who are totally projected towards research and development. And our university is the oldest university in Sicily. He was established in 1035 and is one of the most important faculty in Sicily. In fact, our physics faculty is really important, and it's one of the best university in Italy. Here you can see the partition of our departments of Faculty of Industrial Engineering, Faculty of Management. Yeah, we have courses, and some of them are totally in English. Yes, this is our achievements. As Felix said yesterday, we organized an event yet this summer, and we hosted the second stage of the set of Business Booster, and yeah, we are going to organize the Times local qualification on December. The organization of these events gave us the opportunity to establish new cooperation with students, professors, and some companies. In fact, I wrote something, new cooperation, for example, with YouTube, that is Association of Sicily, and an accelerator for startup called Working Capital by Telecom. Here you can see our progress between the two council meetings, and yeah, this is some picture of the event that we hosted this summer. And regarding the Times local qualification, due is the favorite event of our student, we had to divided the event into 3 stages. In the first stage, more than 30 teams will challenge an online competition. Then, in the second stage, 10 teams will challenge about some economic tests and building games. And the last stage is the real competition based on the resolution of a case study. Why we want to be part of STM? Because the STM professional approach could give us the opportunity to grow up professionally and personally, and organizing the events could give us the possibility to test our skills. And why benefits for STM? It's first of all, to voting Catania as observership could give you the possibility to expand your network even in Italy, where STEAM is not yet well known, but we could help you for this reason by working with 2 Italian local groups, Calabria and Milan, and yeah, we could help, and we could host you in our beautiful land with a beautiful sun and a lot of warm and friendly people. So, thank you for your attention, and I hope to be clear.
Thank you, girls. And now I would also like to ask Baku to come back to the stage, and then we will have, how many minutes? We have 8 minutes for questions. So, arms up, who have questions, and yeah, Kata, let's start with the first one on the left.
It's for us.
Yes, Stephanie, local group Eindhoven. I have a question for local group Baku. You mentioned that it's kind of expensive for us to travel to Baku, so that's why you implemented the zero participation fee. It's really nice. But I had a question, how are you gonna manage to pay our participation fee if you have to pay the same amount of travel costs and then still pay our participation fee of 60, 70, this time 90 euros?
You mean that?
How will you ensure that people will travel from your local group to our events and attend our events?
So we told that you will be free about participation fee and save money from this part and spend on your flights. So, yes.
Sorry, I was asking how your local group, so the people from your local group, are going to attend our events.
Okay.
Yes.
First, we have to get position in esteem, like observership. Then we can ask about support from this ATGTI, the main user organization of our country. So if they will get our support, so it means that they covered everything.
For you
okay, thanks for the question.
Yes. For example, it's my first council meeting, and twice I gave money from them. So it's normal in our country.
Okay, thanks for the question.
Yes.
And thanks for the answer. Now, Stefan.
Stefan LG Skopje, question for Baku. How about the visa process that we need to enter the Azerbaijan? Is it difficult, and what kind of documents do we need for there?
Okay, it depends on country. Yes, so for Russia, for Turkey, they don't want any visa. They just come to Azerbaijan. For you, maybe for Germany, maybe for Scandinavian countries, it will be not easy. But we will send to you an invitation letter and give the information about that. We will cover everything, so it will be easy for you. Don't worry about this.
Thank you. And now we have a question here in the front. Again, please keep your questions and answers short so that we can take as many as possible.
Hi, I'm Vincenzo, local group Calabria, and I have a question for both of you. I was wondering about your strategy to recruit and motivate people to travel and to get involved. So, thank you.
Okay. Actually, students from Azerbaijan Technical University want to come to you as an esteemer, but the problem is, as I said, it's too expensive for us. So after getting this position, it will be really easy for us to come to you. So I want to say that the main reason is money. It's about money, 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 yes. So if there is no problem about money, so people just want to come. It's exactly.
Thank you. Did you also have the question to the other group? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you can answer.
We are thinking about get them involved by let them work for the Times qualification, but also with our collaboration with Youth Hub Catania and the Working Capital Accelerator, the Youth Hub Catania always organize an event every week in which you can grow up by building a great network. So we want our students to work in this kind of association, just to have the collaboration between S-Team and the Youth Hub Catania, and so with this accelerator, because we don't have too much support from the university right now.
Thanks for the answers. Now everybody who has a question, arms up, and then I will afterwards tell who gets to ask the questions, but we start first with Tavi from the front.
Hello.
Keep your hands up.
Tavi from Tallinn. Question to Catania. You said you're organizing local qualification for times, and you're expecting to get 30 teams in the first round. Do you already have the teams, or are you still looking for them?
No, we don't have the team, but we do a recruitment, and
No. The 30 teams for the local qualification.
The last year we had 40 teams, so we expected 30 teams, and it's about pretty sure that it will happen.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now we have a live stream question from Pekka.
Live stream, Natalia Matykovska from Warsaw to Catania. Will Ciccio be involved in Times local qualifications organization? And if so, how do you want to deal with punctuality?
You can say to Natalia that she hasn't to be worried because Ciccio will not be in this organization, so it's okay with punctuality.
Thank you. And now we have a question there, and I can already tell you I'm prioritizing the people in the front, the delegates, to ask the questions, and then if we have time, we will ask the questions from the back. So we'll start here on the right.
Artem, local group Minsk, so action for Baku. If it's not a secret, why this organization give you so much money?
It's because of oil. We have a lot of oil.
Thank you. Thank you. Then all the way back in the left, we have a question from the guy I don't recognize. All the way back on the left.
Hello, my name is Cyrus from local group Eindhoven. I have a question for both of you. You're going to organize some events in the future, but are you also going to organize an event where all esteemers can apply for? And if so, have you thought of which event?
Yes. Sha-la-la-la-la, CM Baku, sha-la-la-la-la. Thanks, guys. Actually, yes. We want the main aim for us now. But first, we want to start with Europe 3D. I think it will be interesting for you as for us. So then, why not? So, yes.
We are thinking about organizing a cultural exchange with Calabria that is open to all of you, but also an activity week next summer in Sicily, because Sicily is beautiful in summer. There's sea and volcano, so you should come.
Thank you. One last quick question from Louise. Louise, you had a question? Really quick.
No.
Okay, then we skip it and then we are done. Thanks for the questions, thanks for the answers.
Thank you.
Really sorry that we don't have time for everyone, but that's how it is. So I'm closing, we're staying with the agenda point number 33, applications, and we now proceed to membership applications, and we have Crunch. Crunch. Cran. Cran.
Cran.
Cran, thank you.
So, hey, we're members from CRAN, and we're going to present you our application. So that's our agenda, and Lara's going to start with the basic information about the university and CRAN.
So yeah, hi guys. Yeah, with population of 55,000, we're actually the 4th largest city in Slovenia. Yeah. Okay. And we have actually quite a lot of students, but not all in our faculty. Yes. And we have the biggest aquatic center, and we hosted the 2003 Men's European Water Polo Championship.
Speak up, please.
Yeah, University of Maribor. It was established in 1975. It's with 70 faculties all over Slovenia. and one is actually in Kran. Yeah, amount of students in university, 26,548. So, yeah, that's our faculty of organizational sciences. We have 3 departments, human resources and educational systems, informational systems, and business and work systems. And now the funny part, number of enrolled students was like 963. That's like all of the students in Quran.
So let's look at our achievements. Till now, we have a really great support from our university in Maribor and also from our faculty in Kran. We are also really close with the student council in our faculty, and we are cooperating with ESN, ISAC, FOUSH, and other local organizations. And at this point, we're really well recognized in Kran as well as Maribor. Let's look at the numbers. Since CM Istanbul, we gained 5 new active members. 2 more people traveled. Altogether now, in the last 1 year and a half, 24 people traveled. We attended about 10 events since our beginning 1 year and a half ago. We organized 3 events in the last half year too, and we're getting 1 more active in the central level. Our organizational experiences. We organized college in 2013. This year we organized Brain Trainer, and we also organized an awesome exchange with Budapest. All 3 events were rated really good, so we have everything and all the necessary facilities also for bigger events. So our plans for the future are on the nearest 2 months, we have lots of local events, team buildings and workshops, and also a lot of joint events with other organizations. Then in April, we're going to Skopje. In October, Skopje is coming to Kran. And our wish for next year is to organize Slovenia 3D. And of course, I feel Slovenia Activity Week. So let's look at the benefits.
So now let's see benefits which can be between LG Kran and STEAM. For us, we would get more motivation for already active students. We would get better financial support from our faculty and our university, also from the surrounding companies, and also get motivation to the new students that would join STEAM, who would be active on the central level in STEAM. And also benefits from LG Kran to STEAM would be a unique culture from Slovenia, which is very fun, and also new opportunities and locations for events of STEAM, like 3D, Europe 3D, like STEAM Summer Academy and Vision Seminars. We will also bring more people with new innovative ideas, and also Slovenia would bring a lot more love to STEAM. Also, we would like to thank all the STEAM members that are back at home supporting us, also all the professors and the dean of faculty, and all of the STEAMers here present that are giving us support. So, please vote.
Thank you, girls, for the presentation. And we have no other membership applicants, so we will proceed to questions. So, again, arms up if you have questions. Okay, we start with Pekka from the front.
A question from live stream from Igor Kostadinovic. To Crunch. What type of cooperation do you have with the other organizations like ESN and ISEC?
With ISN, we had a joint event, evening when Budapest came, and then we had like international dinner and stuff like this. They are kind of supporting us also financially.
Thank you. Other questions? All arms up if you have questions. Okay, from Darmstadt we have a question.
Chris from Darmstadt. I have a question. You are from Kran, but you said something about University of Maribor. How's the cooperation with them? How does it work?
The situation is like this. The university is in Maribor, and our faculty is a member of that university, but we are dislocated. We are like almost 150 kilometers away from the university. But the university is still giving us a lot of promotional material and also some finances, which everything needs to go through the University of Maribor, then through University of Kran, and then we get it. Have I answered?
Thank you. And then we have a question there.
Artem, local group Minsk. So, and what about fundraising in your local group? Who supports you actually more?
Our biggest supporter is our Faculty for Organizational Sciences. I can state that for the last bigger events for college and also for the brain trainer, they actually covered all living expenses, all the accommodation for all the participants. So then we're also fundraising with connections from active esteemers with, on local companies.
Thank you. Do we have any other questions to Kran? I learned, also from my gavel mistakes. So, if in case there are no other questions, we can finish with this. Thank you. Thank you, girls. And now we actually saved 5 minutes from question time. So, are there still questions to the observership applicants? Would you still like to ask some questions? And is it okay for the observership applicants to come to the stage and answer these questions? Is it okay? If it's okay, yeah, then come to the stage. Let's ask these questions because we have time before lunch. So, Tom, anyone else who had their arm up and want to ask these questions? Get their arm up.
Okay. Tom, local group Eindhoven. I have a question to Catania. You say that you have 7 members. How many of them are active?
All of them.
Thank you. Quick question, quick answer. Any other questions? Another one from Eindhoven.
Stephanie, local group Eindhoven. I have a question to Catania. How well can we reach Catania? Like flights, trains?
Flight, maybe, I think.
Is there a direct flight? Okay.
No direct flights.
So where should we?
You should go to Milan or Rome, and then you can take a flight for Catania.
Or I was in Italy, you can also fly to Palermo with Ryanair,
Yeah.
and then you can take a train to Catania.
I was saying that.
Sorry for making a comment as a chairman, but I think that was impartial. Any other questions? Okay, thanks a lot for the questions. Good that we could have this time for these two. And now before the lunch, we still have one more thing, which is the missing Europe 3D project report from yesterday. And as mentioned yesterday, we left point number 24 open, and we will continue with this point now. And Malna will present you the Europe 3D project report.
Tibor, can you put the presentation, please? Okay, so hello guys. I know that you are most probably hungry, but you got to hold up for a bit. So, my name is Malna. I'm from local group Budapest and Karlsruhe. So, can you show me 3, please? 3? Okay, thank you. So, actually, this is exactly the way I started my presentation 1 year ago in CM Portugal when I was applying for Europe 3D project leadership. And ever since 1 year passed, and this 1 year was full with excitement and full with learning. And I'm so happy again to have the opportunity to present in front of you in front of 250 people who are here to listen to presentation, reports, applications, and you are basically going to decide on whom to elect and whom to give the responsibility to shape the future of this organization and to have an impact of European youth and therefore have an indirect impact on. And I am even more happy that I have the chance to present in front of you from 29 different countries who are here not only for professional development, but for having a chance to make intercultural friendships. And I think it's great because our world doesn't necessarily go into the direction of global peace, of nations living next to each other peacefully. And I would like to draw your attention to your personal role as the future leaders and decision makers of Europe to foster peace, to foster intercultural understanding and friendly coexistence. So you might ask the question, who is this girl talking about peace in Europe and in the world? And actually, those of you who know me know that I don't think that S-Team is all about events where we can have fun and, yeah, like making friendships. I think it's much more than that. I think S-Team has a whole vision, and I think S-Team and all the projects can contribute to a better world. So, yeah, I'm not sure if you see that, but with the Europe 3D family, we defined Europe 3D's vision as something, a project that will develop, that will expand the perspective of global youth, that will break cultural barriers, that will strengthen relations, that will open students' mind, and that will raise intercultural awareness. But in order to achieve this, you have to go step by step. So what have we done in this semester? We had an awesome coordination meeting in Skopje, where we actually worked on the long-term strategy of the project and on the goals. And we had 2 unforgettable events in Turkey and in Poland. And also, we also think about future events. So with the whole team, it was the contribution of the whole team. We updated the BPD. We have an organizer's guideline. We have the organizer's toolkit. And this is like actually a toolkit folder with all the files that you need for organizing. It will make the future organizing process much, much easier. Also, we selected the new events. There's going to be an event in Lisbon in February. One in Belgrade in April, and one in Karlsruhe in June. So apply. And we also had amazing, amazing opportunities with these 2 organizations. With Think Young, we still have the collaboration going on, and with Coach University, we might have the opportunity to get 7,000 euros. Get our coordination meeting sponsored, it's an amazing to get all the gadgets sponsored. It's not for sure yet, but it's like really probable. We also had the promotion video done, so you will get to see that in one of the breaks. We have 96% increase in Facebook likes. We have 1,571 likes on Facebook. So if you want to learn more, 2 working groups in slot 2 and slot 3, and you can buy glasses from the pandas, and it's €3, so just approach them, and you can also get wristbands. They will arrive tomorrow. It's for free. You just have to upload some selfie on Facebook. And yeah, we also managed to maintain an amazing team with 30 Europe 3 years, more than 30 actually, and we still didn't lose Panda. So, yeah, but this is not my achievement. This is my last CM, my last presentation, and I don't know. Yeah, it was a surprise for me. So, I would like to give a... I would like to give a big, big thank you for my board responsible, Maria, supporting me and always there for me. I would like to give big thanks for the ex-project leader, Yusuf, who was, even though he's not a project leader anymore, he was always supporting me. I would like to give big thanks for the team leaders, the task group responsibles, the organizers of the events, the besties, the co-participants, and all the Europe 3D enthusiasts. So thank you guys, and yeah, thank you. And if you have any questions, just feel free to ask, and you can also read the project report on the portal.
Thank you, Malna. Some time for questions, so if you have questions, just raise your arm. So again, from Eindhoven.
Tom from LG Eindhoven. There were on how many applicants from external applicants were there on average for Europe 3D events?
Okay, so basically our aim is to have 50-50% of applications, of participants from non-esteemers and esteemers, but it can vary because sometimes we don't have enough non-esteemer applicants, and then we would prefer to choose less non-esteemers because we don't want to choose less quality applicants. And for example, in Poland, I think there were like 20 participants who were esteemers and 10 non-esteemers. Okay.
Thank you. And then Pekka/livestream.
Just Pekka from Oulu and Porto. How did you ensure that you will applications from externals?
Yeah, it's a really interesting process because it's really not something that we have formalized, kind of. So it's right now we are doing this promotion on Facebook page. We have many likes from externals, so they. And also, like, we ask people from the team to invite their friends. So it's not so organized yet, but we are working on a way to organize it.
Thank you. Anything else? Okay. Since there are no other questions, is there one? Ah, okay. Sure.
Hello. Cyrus, local group Eindhoven. I have a question. How did you manage to start a collaboration within the university that's not even in a STEAM, like Koç University?
Okay, so it's not. So they wanted to be a part of STEAM, but they were not accepted because Turkey's red color code. But we have a contact person with them, and one of our team members approached, like Büşra approached them, and they are, because they want some visibility, but they cannot be a part of the network, they're willing to cooperate with Europe 3D to promote them. So this is the way we did.
Thank you. Other questions? In case no more, then thank you, Malna. So, first of all, this morning we have discussed really important topics, and I would like to remind you that Saturday evening or Saturday afternoon and Sunday morning we will have discussion sessions. So please prepare yourself and use this opportunity to think about what you want to ask applicants and the board and the FLC, and then be ready to discuss them. There's a lot of time for that. Other things, we have announcement from the organizers.
Yes, so the next break is going to be a lunch break, but before that, the people who filled out the form for a special invoice, I would like to ask you all to go across the hall to our office where you had the chance to register as well, because there was a problem with filling them out, and we want to make it clear. Just go there will be like a few seconds update, and I will personally guide you to the lunch place so you won't miss the lunch. And the other guys, please go downstairs in front of the university like yesterday. Don't stay here, like after the GA is closed, not now. Shh. Just go downstairs and the organizers will wait for you there. Okay? Thank you very much.
Shh. Thank you. Shh, stay seated. Nobody has told you that you can leave for lunch. There's also one announcement from Tibor.
Hello. We are now at the part of the applications, and we are now at the part of the application where you can still apply until the very last moment. Some people do, and and you can not upload your file you want to have here be shown to the G Drive, to the Google Drive anymore. That is blocked. You can just give it to me on a stick in a break. Thanks.
Thank you, Tibor. So basically after lunch we will continue with applications, and then we will start with applications for positions where there can be competition. Shh. And I would like to remind you, all applicants, the clock will start when you start speaking, and it will run down, and when it has run down, I will tell you to stop, and you have to stop. That's just for the fairness, so that everybody has the same time for the same position. Yeah. And next up we will have lunch, and 1.5 hours. So we continue at 13:30. Exactly again. Please be on time because we have really important topics. 14:30, sorry. 14:30. Yeah, like I said, please be on time, important topics. And yeah, I'm now closing point number 33, applications. No, there will be a next point for that. 34.